Does water quality matter when starting seedlings? I don't know, let's find out together. For this test, I'm comparing tap water here in Illinois to distilled water that I purchased from the grocery store. Now, when I measure the pH and EC of the distilled water I have, it's been coming out about 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, somewhere around there, with the EC close to 0. Whereas when I measure the EC and pH of tap water here in Illinois, pH is above 7, 7.3, 7.4, 7.5, with the EC around 1.2. So quite a big difference between both treatments.
Now I picked these up at a local nursery. They're little 12 cell trays, about the same size as a 72 pack tray. I'm sowing these miniature red bell peppers and Roma tomatoes. Here I am just labeling everything. I decided to do tap water treatment for one tray and DI for the other tray. I think that was a mistake, and I'll talk about that in a second. I'm using this Jiffy seed starting mix. Seems like it's pretty good stuff. Decided to sow 2 seeds per cell, and then I would thin back to 1 seedling after germination. I also decided not to cover these seeds, which I probably should have, because I wanted to count germination after the seedlings germinated. So here I am watering them in, and after I did this, I decided to weigh them because I'm a scientist and I had to get particular about things, and I ended up weighing them up to about 200 grams so that they're even. I put everything in my grow tent, just in direct light and on a heating mat at 25 Celsius. And I just checked on them every day until seeds had germinated. There's Mr. Chip inspecting.
Here's an update on our little experiment. We have deionized water on the left and regular tap water on the right. Right now, there doesn't appear to be a huge difference in germination or seedling quality. What you're seeing here is I left the humidity dome on a little bit too long, and my tomatoes, which are growing faster, they actually are a little bit leggy. I think they'll be fine though. I'll just cover everything with a little bit of soil and move them under my grow lights. All right, here's the day 9 update. I thinned the tomatoes yesterday, and they're starting to form true leaves. And the peppers are starting to come up. And it looks like in the DI treatment, they're just a touch behind the tap water treatment. So that's interesting. In terms of tomatoes, really no difference in height or quality. All right, here we are, day 15. So about 2 weeks after sowing. Deciding to end this here. I think we have the results that we need. Very interesting. Definitely a difference between both treatments. The tap water treatment definitely grew faster. I believe the tomato seedlings are a bit taller, and the pepper seedlings are definitely taller. What's also interesting is that for both the peppers and tomatoes, for the tap water treatment, those seedlings are much farther along. So a few days further along. So there's definitely a difference here between the 2 treatments. So definitely surprising results. I actually thought that the distilled water treatment would do better than the tap water treatment. But in this case, tap water wins. So where I'm located here in Illinois, the tap water is very hard. And when I measure EC and pH of the tap water, the pH is about 7.3 and the EC is about 1.2, so it's really high. The distilled water that I purchased Of course, the EC is about 0 and the pH is about 5.3. So it could be a combination of both. Maybe the pH of the distilled water was too low, or maybe the minerals that are dissolved in the tap water already here in Illinois, maybe they're beneficial. Maybe there's some iron in there, some sulfur, other micronutrients. So interesting test, but to sum up here, my point of doing this is to not worry so much about the water quality that you're using for your plants. You're probably gonna do okay, especially early on when the seedlings are small. You may have more trouble down the line as your plants get larger and start to flower and produce fruit, but in the beginning it doesn't matter so much. So I hope you enjoy this and see you on the next one.